ever since I was a kid. I always wanted to be on a podcast.
Dude.
Wait, this reminds me of that opening of, to that film. What's it called?
I get it. Sorry. Second.
You didn't?
You didn't get it
No.
until now.
It's the opening to...
I got that. Goodfellas.
To Goodfellas.
Whoa.
We should talk about that
Dude,
movie,
we
I think.
should. Guys, we started our podcast last episode.
No.
After we
that was the
realized
episode
that
before
we...
That, I think.
What?
Yeah, it was the episode before that.
Anyways, continue, Sam. We started our podcast last episode when we realized that... What?
It's the one before that.
There's going to be one in between the two. It's
there
fine.
is?
Yeah,
because
apparently.
on this current schedule, this episode would be episode 29, but it's 13 going on 30, so we want to do like another
No
one in
one's going to
between.
pick up on that,
Oh,
No, they won't.
okay.
They'll get it.
Fine. I will redo that. The episode... Two episodes ago, we started our podcast when we realized that we all like movies. And now we're making movie references, guys. I think we really like movies.
True. This is actually a special episode. This is our 30th episode of Real
Whoa.
Men, which is pretty
Yeah.
big. Which means
Unless we don't get around to recording another one in between, then it'll be episode 29.
yeah, so if this is episode 29. Just ignore everything.
Yeah, just-
But this is a special episode. This is
13
episode 30.
episodes going on 30.
Yeah, so like
True.
Except we did actually do like all
What
of
was
the ones
episode
in between.
13?
That's true.
yeah,
True.
check. That's interesting. See, like Real Den has gone on for 30 weeks now.
Wow.
That's how many
Well,
months is
Yeah.
that?
2/3 of a year, roughly. Yeah, Reelton is turning a year
When?
soon.
Yeah. When is Reelden's birthday? When was
Like-
the
I think
first
it's
episode?
September
It's-
1st, right?
Whoa.
Is it? I thought it was end of August.
Let's
'Cause
go.
Wasn't it like
Reelden
1 week
is a Virgo
before?
like me.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It's around then.
Somewhere in there.
But
Almost.
episode
Oh
13
god, I'm scared.
of Real
Mummy
Den,
and
uh,
something.
it was actually The Godfather 2 and Toy Story 2.
Oh, geez.
Well, that's
Whoa.
good because The Godfather Part 2 and The Goodfellas are
This-
similar movies.
This is literally
Yeah.
The Godfather Part 4. It's the same movie.
I think it might have come out like a month or two before Godfather 3. They were
Really?
like the same year.
Really?
Like
That's
right around the
crazy.
same time.
They're
And it was the same year as Miller's Crossing. It was a big year for gangster
Whoa.
movies.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome back to Real
Okay.
Den. I'm Usman.
I'm Sam.
I'm Alex.
I'm Avery.
This is the podcast where three film buffs recommend a film to their non-film buff friend, Avery, and then she recommends a film to us. Right?
And
Yeah.
time to reel us in
Yeah.
to her
Yeah,
world of
we
cinema.
really
This
did
week we're
that.
discussing Goodfellas and 13 going on 30.
Well, guys, did you
Yes.
catch the reference that I did? It's because we're doing that movie for the episode.
Wow.
Ha.
But
Wow.
I'm so funny, guys.
so
Nobody
Yes,
reacts.
you are,
Thank
Sam.
you,
You're
Avery.
hilarious.
Thank you, Avery. That's what I needed.
I do
Thank
think
you.
women are funny,
Thank
generally
you.
speaking.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad you think that. Alex is confirmed not a misogynist. Let's now we'll need to see about Usman, but I mean,
what?
I
don't know.
mean,
are you a
I think we
misogynist?
all
Do you
know.
think
He was
women are funny?
listening.
Yeah, he was.
He
literally
is a
wasn't listening.
He
misogynist.
doesn't
So,
listen when women talk.
This is true.
You know, he's just.
I just want to talk about Goodfellas.
Oh, me when women are talking, but all I want to do is talk about a bunch of
Yeah.
men.
I'm just waiting for you to finish talking so I can get to
Yeah.
the thing I want to say.
Oh my god.
God, I love listening to
Any-
women move their mouths while I sit here and disassociate until it's my turn to talk.
God, I'm like Jay Kelly.
Oh
I was
Jesus
about to say, like
Christ.
Lawrence. Anyway.
And Lawrence.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
today we're talking about Goodfellas and 13 going on 30.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Two very different movies,
Yep.
but two movies that are
Movies.
They
yeah,
are
They are
movies.
movies.
They are.
They are movies.
Yeah.
This was Usman's pick
Was
for
it?
this week. Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
He's
I
just
didn't know
like
this was my
fully
pick.
dissociated.
Yeah.
Yes, this
It was your pick because I've been saying for weeks that we have to do a Scorsese movie, and this wouldn't have been my pick, but it was your pick.
What would your Scorsese pick for Avery be?
I think because this is your first Scorsese movie, right? And I
Have you seen The Wolf
personally-
of Wall Street?
I have not.
Have you seen Shutter Island?
No.
Taxi Driver,
No.
The Departed?
No.
I'm,
But
I'm
I'm-
shocked
Hugo?
we haven't
Have you
done
seen
Taxi
Hugo?
Driver yet.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
So personally,
I know the director though, because you guys talk about him all the flipping time.
That is true.
He's
One of the
like the
best to
film
ever do
bro
it.
directors.
I do think a good introductory Scorsese movie is The King of Comedy. I think it's a very easy movie to like. It's not really a genre film. Like, you don't have to like gangster movies. It's just like a fun movie about like this failed stand-up comedian who like kidnaps a talk show host.
I think-
like it's a fun movie.
I think The King of Comedy is part of like the those introspective character studies movies he did, like the Last Temptation or like Taxi Driver, and then he moved into more like sprawling,
like American epics.
Like So I think that's what he's doing now, and I feel like there's more of these movies than there are of those movies. So I think Goodfellas.
Like King of Comedy is a simple movie, like in his filmography.
I feel like Goodfellas is a good entry point. It's a simple.
No, it's a good entry point. I just personally I would do King of Comedy, but Goodfellas is actually a really good pick because it's a great movie. Everyone loves it. My parents love it.
Right.
Like it's just an easy movie to watch that a lot of people
It's
like.
entertaining. It's fun. It just you get right into it. The movie follows. Actually, give me a sec. I want to get this right.
Henry.
Actually, even before that, the first thing that you would have seen with Scorsese, like before this, was that he was in The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Right.
He was?
He is.
He is?
Yes.
He is?
He
Who the fuck
plays
is he?
this fucking like monkey guy who like works at this like food truck and The Mandalorian.
The guy who tells him the information, he's
Yeah.
like, no, go away. That's him?
That's Scorsese.
I love Scorsese. He was, honest to God, that character was one of my favorite characters of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
God, that was an awful movie. Can we talk about? Can we do the?
No, we're not
Can
talking
we do
about.
an episode on Mandalorian and Grogu,
No,
please? It will be
no.
so funny.
It would
Absolutely
be
not.
very
But no,
therapeutic.
Goodfellas
Anyways.
follows
Henry.
a couple of good fellas. It follows Henry Hill, James Conway, and Tommy DeVito, played by Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci, respectively. Respectively. Sorry.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
And respectively.
Yeah.
A lot of respect for those guys.
Yeah.
But no, it follows the life of Henry Hill from as a child, and then growing up, he gets into the gang life, the mafia life.
Gang.
So true.
I really
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe this like plot.
I'll be honest with. Okay, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
I understood the first 2/3. The last third, I don't think I understood as much.
But you know what?
Really?
Let's just get into the. What did you not understand?
I don't think I understood. Like, I know kind of what was happening, but not. It was kind of like, I'm gonna compare it to The Godfather a lot.
Like what?
So
Like
I do.
what?
Like, I know at some point there was this big heist thing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and that, like, I know that happened, but I don't really understood what went into that.
They don't
And-
really explain too much of that.
Okay.
They tell you that the heist is happening and this is what the people are doing, and then that's it.
Well,
They don't show you the heist because Henry Hill, the main character, was not involved directly with the heist.
But he got the money.
Yeah, because he's part of the gang.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
There's
it doesn't
okay.
make sense to like show the heist really. The entire movie is told from Henry's POV.
Yes.
So whatever
Well, Kind.
and kind of also his wife.
Yeah.
Those are the two like main
Yeah,
characters.
there's a big chunk in the movie where like she's just the narrator now.
Right.
Like, she
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the main
She
character.
becomes the main character.
Yeah. Which, I will say, I know this is like going into it, but one thing that I really, really liked about this movie was the narration. I think that was like a standout thing to me.
Yeah.
Because it
I
helps
really
you
liked
understand what's
It
going
helped
on.
me
Yeah.
understood,
Did
but I
you-
also liked that there were the two different characters
Yeah.
doing it. Because
Did
it was
you-
like,
Did you like that scene in well, we're jumping around, but at the courtroom where he like looks at the camera and he walks out and he's telling you
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and I
did like that.
feel like narration is a really interesting thing in a lot of movies because I feel like it can so easily be done wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I feel like it really suits this movie.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, like when you hear like I feel like a lot in like more modern movies too, you just don't really see narration anymore, or it's kind of like I don't know, it's just like, oh, it's narrating the story. This is my story. I'm gonna tell you all this.
You're
blah,
probably
blah, blah.
wondering how I got into this situation.
Yeah. Like that's kind of how I feel a lot of people look at narration in movies nowadays. But I feel like having this story, as much as like it almost feels like it's less of a story about Henry and more of a story about, kind of the group as a whole, it is, I feel like it is pretty important to the story that it's told through him for the most part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like especially like, yeah, like the courtroom scene at the end too, like I feel like his narration plays a big part in how, as much as you are seeing something, he is kind of twisting it his own way through his words.
He is. In the movie, at the start, the reason he gets initiated into the gang and the people love him so much is because he gets he gets sent to court and he doesn't snitch on the gang, right? Like, he's loyal and stuff like that. And then at the end, the reason things fall apart is because he snitches on everybody, he gives everyone away. And it's so interesting because in that scene, there's a lawyer standing right in front of him and he's like, oh, do you know what a rat is? You're a rat, and stuff like that. And as he's mentioning the word rat, Henry starts narrating over that dialogue, kind of suppressing the fact that he's a rat, kind of, you know? And there's no instance in the entire movie where Henry once says that he snitched on anyone or he was a rat or anything like that. It's like he's shying away from all of that. All he says is, things fell apart, you know, that's life. Things happen, things fall apart. Completely ignoring the fact that he actually, you know, gave all of these people away. And I just think it's so interesting how Scorsese blends that. He does the same thing in his next film, which I think was Casino, which is basically Goodfellas, but in Vegas, and like
in a casino.
and 3 hours long. It's basically the same thing. In fact, Joe Pesci's playing like the same guy in both of these
Pretty
movies.
much, yeah.
But yeah, Scorsese, the way he mixes narration with like what's on the screen, and it's just so interesting the way he does that.
One thing I did find pretty curious, and like, I mean, maybe, I guess it does kind of signal something as like, this is kind of the moment where things start to kind of go wrong for the group. But it's interesting that the first scene is, what are the characters' names? There's Henry, there's Jimmy,
Tommy,
and
Paul,
Tommy.
Peter, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, yeah.
But like the three of them, the first scene of the movie is they're in a car, and there's, I forget his name, but there's
Billy Bats.
Billy Bats. They just killed Billy Bats. You know, they're going to, you know, well, they have to like make sure he's dead because he's just like, you know, moving around in the trunk.
Like, oh fuck, he's still alive.
Yeah, and then they,
just
you know,
stab him a
have to
couple
like fully
times.
kill him. And, you know, you get that iconic, like, you know, first narrated line. But it's interesting because immediately after that, you go back to the beginning. And you'd expect that to be a callback to one of the final scenes, because I feel like there are movies that do that. You know, it's the narration, like, you know, thing. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Right.
It's like, it feels like that. It's like, we're going to see how they get to this exact point. But then that point kind of happens, like, yeah.
Right,
like, it happens, like, 2/3 into the movie. And you're like, huh, okay, I was expecting this to be like, you know, the final part.
Yeah.
But I guess when they do kill Billy Bats, that is kind of the start of the end.
Right, it's
for
a
them.
very important point. But even when you do catch up to it, it still doesn't feel important. It's not until the end when it comes back and you're like, okay, now it's a big deal.
Because till that point in the movie, Tommy, who killed Billy Bats, has been killing people the entire time. He's out of his fucking mind. He just kills people for fun. You know, he makes them dance by shooting at their feet. That's what he does. And so you don't think much of it.
Why didn't they just kill Tommy?
They did kill Tommy.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
They killed Tommy at the end.
Like at the end? Never mind.
No, do you not remember Tommy's death scene? Like he's being made and he walks into the thing and they shoot him from behind.
You don't remember that?
One of the most iconic moments in the movie.
I'm sorry.
It's like like you don't remember that?
He walks into the thing.
He's being made, right? Jimmy and Henry are having food in like a diner, and Jimmy goes to the telephone and he's like, "I'm gonna call him and see how he's doing." And then it cuts to Joe Pesci, who's Tommy. He walks in, he sees this empty room, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he gets shot.
You don't remember
that?
Is
it bad that I don't remember that?
You don't remember?
At this point in time, I was lost. I don't know.
No, but do you remember seeing him die?
They're in where there's like 3 people.
There's 3 people. He walks in front. There's 2 behind him, and then they shoot him.
Yeah.
That's like one of the most like important.
Sorry.
What were you?
She was on her phone.
I'm sorry.
What were you lost on, like in the movie?
I don't know. There were 2. Like, we'll get into it once we talk about it.
I didn't expect this to be another Godfather 2 situation.
It's the same movie.
It's not because it's spelled out for you in this movie. Godfather is. I get it why that would be complex. I fully understand. But like in this movie, they really tell you what's happening.
I mean,
you know, and the way he does it, it's like, hey, look at this guy robbing this place. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of this other thing with this. Like, it's giving you examples of when stuff like this happened. Like, it's really, you know, laid out.
Man.
I do kind of get what I mean.
Sorry,
I
maybe I'm
didn't feel
just
this way, but I
dumb.
could kind of see. I could kind of see how
I watched a
the-
movie wrong.
I can see
Sorry.
that like the movie does kind of meander, just kind of in their general situation. Like I feel like it doesn't really follow like, you know, a usual like plot like diagram of like, you know, there's one conflict that, you know, they
Right.
solve by the end. It kind of just feels like you're just kind of seeing like the life. And of
Right.
course they, you know, they kill Billy Bats
Yeah.
and that's kind of the beginning of like, oh, now all of this is going to fall apart.
I will say, like, because the movie kind of feels like a hangout movie for most of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of the plot happens at the end.
Right.
So I could understand why at a certain point you'd get confused, because that's when things start happening. Because up to that point, it is just a hangout movie.
It is,
You're
yeah.
just like spending time with these guys and seeing what their situation's like and
Just
how
random
they
stuff.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then by the time stuff starts happening, it's stuff that's a callback to earlier when you thought this was insignificant.
Right.
And so if you don't really remember the details, when the details become relevant, it can be tough to follow. You know, I
Well,
get it.
But with that
you
being
know.
said, like, how do you like miss like the death scene?
Yeah, no, there's no excuse. for
Sorry.
You don't remember him smashing the telephone? Like, you know, Jimmy, Robert De Niro, he's like smashing the phone, and he like kicks the telephone booth.
I do remember that.
That's
Do you
because they
know-
told him that they just killed him. They killed Tommy.
Why do you think he was doing
I
that?
don't know. He got angry.
Yeah, because they killed him.
They killed Tommy.
They killed Tommy.
Well, now that makes sense. Thanks, guys.
They killed Tommy because he killed Billy Bats, the guy in the trunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also killed like other people.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I
Yeah.
say something? And I may
Yep.
be called a racist for saying
Oh
this.
God.
No, I should have just. Was Samuel Jackson the
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, I'm not
yeah,
racist
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
He
His
is.
face is shown for like 2 seconds,
Yeah, he
and I was
gets
like,
shot.
"Hold up!" And then it's just his back.
It's Coach
But
Carter.
it's Coach
They
Carter.
fucking
They
shoot Coach
Killed
Carter.
Coach Carter.
That's
no.
so fucked up.
Is
No.
Why
this
would they do
the
that?
first like Samuel L. Jackson movie that you've seen? Like the earliest in his filmography?
I've seen Pulp Fiction.
This would have been 4 years before that, actually. So this was
Wow.
like a
Yeah.
younger Sam Jackson.
Yep.
Because I think the first thing I would have seen him in was Do the Right Thing, which was only like 1
Not
year before
Revenge of the
this.
Sith.
No, I mean like earliest in like
Okay.
in
okay,
real
sorry.
time,
My bad.
you know.
Do the right
But I'm
thing,
saying
yeah.
like the reason it's such a small role is because like he was a
He
nobody
wasn't
basically.
Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson.
Right.
Well,
And Pulp
that's kinda
Fiction was the
cool.
one that made him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
he's cool in the movie. He gets shot instantly.
Yeah.
And he gets
Yeah,
shot
he's
because
there
he
for,
kind
like,
of
2
fucked the entire
seconds.
thing up. He's also one of the reasons why it falls apart.
Aw, man.
Yeah.
Because he gets stoned and leaves. But no, yeah, like, yeah, you're right. It is a hangout movie, and there's so many moving parts, and none of it is played out as significant until it all comes back at the end. It's just done so well.
Yeah.
Scorsese does this thing, and people give him shit for this for some reason. People give him shit for like, oh, you're glamorizing the mafia life, you're glamorizing these criminals and stuff like that. But then the last act of his movies are always the most terrifying thing
Mhm.
ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's usually always like the last shot or the last scene in Scorsese movies are always like the best stuff in his movies.
Right.
Usually, like The Wolf of Wall Street,
Mhm.
that ending is so,
So
good,
good.
because it's like the most damning thing you could say about this guy is that he actually had influence and he's ruining a whole
and
generation.
he's in
of
that
men.
scene.
Yeah, like it's so brilliant, and like the last scene of Killers of the Flower Moon is maybe the best
Mhm.
scene in his whole filmography.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
100%.
Like it's always like, yeah, you can say he's glamorizing these people, but always at the end it comes around to like, no, these people are ruining American society.
Right.
These are the most evil human beings
He
alive.
has to glamorize them to justify why these people are this way. Like, why would somebody go into this life? Why would somebody do
exactly.
this? You know?
Because it's glamorous to those people,
Exactly.
right? Like there's a hook to bring you in.
And also, when you're watching the movie, when Henry's describing, like, dude, the gangster life, like, you don't have to worry about the rules, you can do whatever you want, it sounds appealing. It sounds like, well, okay, that's
Yeah.
a crazy life. I would love to do that. But then you see the stuff that they're actually doing, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't know about all that. Wolf of Wall Street does the same exact thing. All of his movies do the exact same thing. And
Because
it's so...
everyone wants like money and power, right? Like
Right.
everyone thinks they want the Wolf of Wall Street, or they want to like, you know, be like this like guy that everyone respects in the mob, or they want whatever, you know, like it appeals to that inherent interest in these topics. Even if you don't want to be a gangster, like there's still something like kind of alluring about it. There's something
course.
interesting even cinematically.
Of course.
I mean, like The Godfather came out like 2 decades before this. Like he's aware of the interest in gangsters in American culture, and he's playing on the fact that there's something inherently interesting about this. Just like even Killers of the Flower Moon, there's something inherently interesting in like what's basically a true crime story, right? Like the ending is calling attention to the fact that this is a true crime story, that people are interested in these tragic stories of like genocide, people being mass killed because it's like entertainment basically. And he does a really good job at pointing out what the issue is by glamorizing it and appealing to the fact that there is something that interests people about this, and there's a sickness to that, you know?
We're not talking about killers, but in the end scene, it's Scorsese himself
Yeah,
gets
exactly.
up on stage and says that, and like you can't be more direct than that.
Yeah,
it's Scorsese has this theme of like subversion through his characters in all of his films. Taxi Driver does this too, where it displays this like kind of relatable like loneliness, isolation type of feeling, and then at the halfway point he starts killing people and he starts completely losing it. And you watching it, you're like, "What? That's a bit. I don't know what the fuck he's up to now." Like I was kind of with you at the start, maybe, but I don't know what you're up to. And King of Comedy does the same exact thing, and all of his movies do this so well, where it shows you a specific type of person in America and why he would be this way and what's made him into this way, and then maybe you'd find something alluring, interesting about that, but then it would show you like the complete subversion and what that can lead to.
Yeah.
And that's like the part that gets you, and that's so good. Like Henry, the last act of this movie, like one of the best like things in Scorsese's filmography, where it tracks one day in Henry's life where he's just high out of his fucking mind and there's a helicopter chasing him, and he's like, is that helicopter chasing me? Is that helicopter even real? Like I can't even tell. And it's just so chaotic. It's all over the place. And the entire time, he's worried more about the fucking dinner sauce, like the pasta sauce he has to cook at home, than the helicopter. He's like, fuck, man, I gotta pack cocaine, but also my sauce is probably overheating.
It sure doesn't stick. Keep stirring it.
You keep stirring it. It's so good. There's such an emphasis on food in this movie.
Yeah.
Like the prison sequence has like the onion slices, you know, that Paulie's cutting.
I mean, so much of the movie is built around like this restaurant,
right?
It's just like a hangout spot.
Yeah.
Like it's part of their identity in a way. Is the idea of like we need a place, which kind of connects to the idea of like the Italian heritage and like being immigrants in America, right? And the feeling of America isn't really our land, and we have to have a place for us that is ours. And it's represented by, I think, the restaurant of like, this is our place, where a lot of the most violent things that happen in their domain, in their restaurant, right? Because that is the closest thing they can get to like having, you know, a land that is theirs, that's, you know, like in America, right?
Yeah. It's so good. What was I gonna say? It's gone.
Well,
It's gone.
What do you think, Avery?
About
anything?
movie?
Yeah, just give us some opinions.
I like Lois's need to want her hat. I thought that was funny.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good.
It's her lucky hat.
It's her lucky hat, and I loved how I can't
Adamant.
speak. Thank you.
Abdomen.
I love how abdomen she was about getting her hat.
Yeah. It's funny because hats go in the head, not the abdomen.
I know. So silly of her.
That's true.
What do you think of probably my favorite scene in the movie just on a technical level? And it's also the greatest, or maybe not one of the greatest tracking shots in cinema history is the Copacabana scene, where it's him and what's her name again? His wife?
Yeah, Karen.
Karen,
right.
Yeah.
And he's like taking her to this restaurant, and it's just the camera is one take, just following from behind.
Do you
as they're
remember that?
going
Like
through
they go through the back
restaurant.
room and the
Yes,
kitchen.
yes,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
It's all in one
That's
take.
a really good scene.
So
That was
good.
cool.
Dude. It's so good. It's so good.
Because it's showing just how immersed he is in this world. That he's like moving seamlessly through all the different parts of the restaurant, and all these people are coming up and like saying hi to him.
Yeah.
And he's like moving into the kitchen, and everyone in the kitchen knows him, and they're like, "Hey, Henry, how's it going?" And he's just so like involved in this space.
Yeah.
You know, one thing, this is something we talked about in the Godfather discussion too, but I love how this movie even more, maybe not more, but like in similar ways highlights how these, you know, these gangsters, these mafia people have morals and they have a code. Even though they go out killing people, they're robbing places, they have a code. Like, don't drug deal. That's nasty business. Do not go drug dealing. Like, they look down on that. Don't divorce your wife because you're not an animal. You would never do that.
Just
like
cheat on her.
Right. Like, it's a strange, like, they're
That's more moral.
they're contradicting contradictory
definitely.
like codes, but they have these morals, and I just find that really
Yeah.
interesting. You know,
Yeah,
it's really
that's the
interesting.
thing.
Which is what makes Tommy like an interesting agent of chaos, is that like he often breaks from those morals, and the other guys are like, Tommy, you can't just like kill this guy because he said fuck you.
Right.
Like they were like, that's good, like good job like standing up for yourself and saying fuck you to Tommy. Like they liked that.
Right.
And Tommy just threw a tantrum and shot the guy.
Right.
You know?
And when they say, "What'd you shoot?" He's like, "I'm a good shot. What can I say?" You know?
Yeah. Like what are you taking me, man? This is a good shot, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Hey,
where's
what did you
the
think of
shot
the
with
funny
that
house
part?
scene? Funny? Like funny how? Like I'm a
Funny
clown?
how?
Like I amuse you?
I
I'm here to
really,
abuse you.
honestly,
What the fuck
I
is so
made
funny
note of
about
it,
me?
but I didn't really like think about it till you and Jaden repeated it
Funny how?
about
Oh
100
my
times
God.
last out. I thought it dragged on really
That's what
weirdly
makes
long.
it funny.
We have different.
You know that
senses
that
of
is
humor.
actually like a real thing that happened to Joe Pesci, the actor. Like a real encounter that he had. That's like an improvised scene, kind of.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Like he was on like Henry's end of that.
Yeah, and there's like a real mob guy, like just having that a conversation with him. Joe Pesci, like the actor who plays Tommy in real life, was affiliated with a lot of gang people back then.
Mm-hmm.
And for this movie, they had to speak to a lot of these guys, like Henry, the real Henry Hill. They spoke to him, like for research for the part and stuff.
That's crazy.
And so this is a real thing that happened to him. And he was like, "Hey, can I put that in the movie?" He was like, "Yeah, you can try it." They tried it. It was great.
Funniest thing in the
Yeah.
movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
A clown to you? How am I? You said it.
You said I'm funny.
I mean, he's big boy. He can speak for himself. What do you mean?
Just the way you tell the story. It's funny.
Yeah.
Funny how?
It's so good.
Like a clown?
Like Joker.
It's a
Like
Joker.
Joker. So
Yeah.
true.
Also produced
Yeah.
by Scorsese.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And Scorsese made the first Joker movie, The King of Comedy.
He did make
Oh.
the King of Comedy.
Yeah.
This is true.
Hmm.
But no,
But no.
I feel like overall in this movie, it is really like it makes sense because yeah, he is kind of representing the kind of allure of this idea of like being like a gangster and stuff. And so like it makes sense that like I feel like Scorsese, he's a master of vibes. Like he's a master of like
That's true. Yeah.
creating an atmosphere and like entrancing you in it, and like you feel it through like the visuals, you feel it through the characters, you feel it through just like the way the camera moves. Like you feel like you're in it, and I feel like that's why like it almost feels like he spends most of the movie kind of bringing you in
Mhm.
until that final scene where like
Right.
I see, that's how I felt, at least. Like, I mean, like, you can kind of get where he's going to throughout, where it's like, oh, this isn't as glamorous as it might seem. I mean, of course it isn't. Like, literally, the opening shot is them fucking shooting a guy
Right.
in a
And that
glamour.
leads
I
into
don't
him
know what
saying,
you're
"Oh, I've
talking
always
about."
wanted to be a gangster."
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Shooting a guy in the middle of nowhere in a trunk like a dead guy,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
isn't this awesome? This is so fun.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
Also,
wanted to do this.
the music in this movie is great.
Oh, yeah.
The 50s, soundtrack that they have. Scorsese always has great music.
Did you recognize many of the songs in this?
They have Stone songs. They have
Yeah, that's true. They have "Give Me Shelter," the Rolling Stones.
Mhm.
There's a George Harrison song.
There is a George Harrison song.
We
I think I
got
would know
The
that.
Boodles.
the
Boodles.
George from the Boodles.
I know who he is, but that's why I'm saying you think I would
That's
know
what I
that.
figured. Also, like the most iconic needle drop in the movie is Layla. Like that's just really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
The movie is just so cool. Like it's such a cool movie.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's such a fun. I find it a really funny movie. It's so entertaining. Did you find it entertaining to watch? Did you feel the runtime? Like it's like what?
It didn't feel long. It didn't feel short, but it didn't feel long, if that means anything. I think the first I guess you could say the flashback scene, like the first part that led up to them killing the guy, that went by really quick, and I really liked that part. After
Yeah.
that, it slowed down for me, but it was still.
What? How does this compare to Godfather? I know you've made some comparison, but like a direct comparison, like how does this compare? I know you don't like the second one, so we'll talk about
The
the
first
first one. I guess,
one,
yeah.
I mean, they're both gangster movies. Like, what do you mean?
What do you prefer in each movie?
I
Or
like.
just, which vibe do you prefer?
Yeah.
Because they're
I
very
like
different.
different-
Really different vibes.
Well, I like different things about the two of the both of them. Like I like Michael's arc more in The Godfather versus Henry's arc in this
fair.
one.
That's fair, yeah.
I think I like the overall, I guess you could, well, I don't want to say the overall plot. I like the, like I said, I like the narration of this movie, and I also like the kind of like love story that kind of tragically whatever the hell in this one more. I think I like the plot overall more in The Godfather.
Do you like
versus
the
this
more
one.
lighthearted, fun, hangout vibes of Goodfellas, or the more serious, moody of tones of like The Godfather?
I think I probably like the more lighthearted stuff. I liked when he was like
I say lighthearted, but
I liked the
comparatively.
like when he was like a kid, that beginning bit that was like funner to me.
Yeah.
But to me they're very similar movies.
Yeah.
In my
They're
my
similar
humble
in
opinion.
the sense that they're gangster movies, but I feel like they're really different. Like,
well, but I
really
mean,
different.
Michael and the main protagonist, Michael and Henry, it's a similar vibe of like they're trying to be a good version of a gangster, or they're trying to be like a good.
I don't
But it's a different arc because one's a
Yeah.
downfall and one's a rise to power.
Exactly.
I feel like
Yeah.
Henry is such a strange character, though. I think Michael has a clear arc where it's, rise to power and like how
Sure.
power corrupts him. But Henry is so strange because the reason he falls is because of his drug business and he gets into the drugs and stuff. And then Paulie says, like, don't ever do that. And he's like, okay, I won't. But then he does it again. It's weird. Like, I can't fully place Henry's character while Michael's character I can fully track and explain to you why these things happen for him.
I mean,
think
the
Henry's just
best I
desperate.
can do is just say it's like a tragedy. Like it's
What,
it's-
Henry?
Yeah, like it's not quite like a fall from grace per se. It's more just like this is the inevitable endpoint of getting into this life.
I guess.
You
that's
know,
fair.
and so it's he kind of does have an arc, but it's more so the arc of like a gangster,
I
and he's
guess,
just
yeah.
caught up in that.
Right.
Like he's not that unique of a character because that's not the point. The point is just like this is what happens to you. Like every other character that dies in this movie, they could be the main character of their own gangster movie, and it's the same
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of story that they all go through of how they get into the business and how they're kind of propped up as like being part of the gang and everyone loves them at first, and then there's going to be a tragic downfall and it's going to end with them dying or ruining their life in some way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that unique about Henry, and I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Whereas Michael is like the important guy. He becomes the godfather.
Right.
So it's a different kind of story in that way.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Henry, like, I think he's unique to the other gangsters in the sense that I think he's a lot more privileged than everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
He's so much more privileged than everybody. Like, at the end of the movie, he doesn't die. He has a fine house. He's living perfectly fine. His family, presumably, is with him, I think, because they kind of imply that. And, like, his only problem is that, oh, God, I won't have cocaine on my bedside table anymore. Like, that's his problem,
Yeah.
And while everybody, like, even
I
Tommy,
crave
fucking
the
Tommy's
gangster
dead.
life.
Yeah, like, he just craves the thrill of it, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Henry is really strange. He's an interesting character, I think. And Michael's more discernible, I think. But yeah.
Yeah.
I still think they're very different movies, just in terms of how they play out and the way they're shot, blah blah. all
Yeah,
that
and just
stuff.
like the vibes and stuff.
yeah, like yeah. And I think this is a much more accessible movie than The Godfather.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like
I mean-
you say, you're confused in Goodfellas. I think like even I could be confused watching The Godfather. Like it's like I think it's really doesn't spell anything out for you really. It's just like there. Okay, do we want to do final ratings?
I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was fine. It was okay.
What's
That's
your
good.
favorite gangster movie?
You have to name gang. Let me
Yeah.
Google some.
The Godfather
Didn't
or
you
this.
say that you don't really like
I don't
gangster
love
movies?
them.
Yeah.
They're not my.
Because I feel like
vibe.
this is as good as it gets. I don't think we can do much more
Well,
than like
gangster.
Godfather and
I think
Goodfellas.
you gave The
movies.
Godfather a 6 out of 10. So you're saying
That's
this like
about-
about on par with
that's
it?
about
Okay, well
I'd say that's
fair,
about.
then.
I mean,
fine.
okay, I agree in the sense that I think they're both on par with each other, and I don't really have a favorite. But that being said,
Is
like they're both a
Pulp-
10 for me.
right.
So it's just a different rating, but it's the same feeling. Of
Yeah.
like they're
Pulp
the same.
Fiction a gangster movie?
Not in the same way that Goodfellas
Yeah.
and The
I mean,
Godfather.
they're a gangster. It's not the same vibe, but they're gang. You can call
Oh,
it a
The
gangster
Professional.
movie.
I love that movie. That's a
Leon
good
the
gangster.
Professional?
Yeah, I like
feel
that movie.
I haven't seen it, but is it the same like gangster movie in the same sense as like Goodfellas and The Godfather? Yeah.
I think it's very different.
You just don't like these like ensemble sprawling gangster epics.
I like Natalie Portman.
You like Natalie
Yeah,
Portman?
that's why.
You'd love. Oh my god, you'd love Heat. Oh, we're gonna watch Heat soon.
I've
my
seen
God.
the
That's
scenes
true.
with Natalie Portman.
Where she
she'll
kills
I'm
love
herself.
gonna be late. No, I'm gonna be
Her
late.
2-minute montage.
Yes.
Of the movie.
It's the best part of the movie.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
do Heat one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, you said it's a 10.
It's a 10. Yeah.
Where does
It's
this rank, like
perfect.
amongst Scorsese's films for you?
It's up there. Like it's definitely a top 3. Like I mean, my favorite is King of Comedy. That's my favorite Scorsese movie. This might be number 2, honestly.
Yeah.
I could put it number 2. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Same.
I gave this a 9. I don't really have a specific reason why I didn't give it a 10. I feel like I feel like the thing is that I've noticed this about myself, but like whenever I rate something a 9, it's almost always this could easily be a 10, but it's like it's missing something, I don't know, that I like resonate with, or just
Yeah.
something
That's
extra
fair.
that I'm like
Yeah.
fully like fallen into it. I'm like, of course. Like I feel
That's
like
fair.
almost
You're not
always
a gangster?
whenever I finish a movie, and it's gonna be a 10 out of 10, I know it's a 10 out of 10. Whereas like this, I was watching it, I'm like, this is a really good movie. And like that's kind of what I thought. I'm like, this is a really good movie. So I don't have a reason why it's missing that one,
That's fair.
extra point.
That's
I
fair.
just
I've
Yeah,
had some
but I really liked
instances
it.
where I watch a movie and it takes a second for me to realize that it's a 5-star movie. Like, I'm thinking of ending things, for instance. For like, it took me a second because
Like One Battle also we were saying is kind of a 9
Right.
out of 10
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we settled on a 10.
and then it was like, oh, it is really the best movie of all time. Like, I didn't realize that. Yeah. But no, for me, just come on, man. It's Goodfellas. It's a 10. Like whatever. It's Goodfellas. It's not my favorite Scorsese. I think my favorite Scorsese is Taxi Driver, or it could also be Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers is an insane.
Is
That
that
is
the
a really
one
good-
where like his children are dead? Or am I thinking of another one?
That's Shutter Island.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
Shutter Island is towards the bottom.
It
for
is
me,
towards
but
the
I
bottom.
still like it. It's a good movie.
It's okay. I think this would be like maybe second or third, I think, in my Scorsese ranking. And I say that, but his top 5 I think are all 10s for me. So
Nice.
What else do you have? Like Wolf of Wall Street, is that up there for you?
I
or...
really love Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Man.
You
I-
would.
I have. It is really good. It is like the film bro movie.
Oh, okay.
But
well,
it is
so
really good.
This is a good ranking. So my ranking right now is Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Killers of the Flower Moon, Wolf of Wall Street, then the Rolling Thunder review, then No Direction Home, like
Yeah.
the Bob Dylan talk,
That
and then
checks
it's King
out.
of Comedy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I have King of Comedy, Goodfellas, Killers of the Flower Moon, Wolf of Wall Street, and Raging Bull.
Raging Bull.
But I feel like I need to rewatch some of these. Like I have After Hours at 6. I feel like once I rewatch that, it'll go up. Because
I should rewatch after. Where do you have Casino?
I have Casino pretty low.
no.
I have it at 11.
They're-
Yeah, I have it at
They're
9.
film
Do you like The
bros.
Departed?
I think it's okay. I love it.
It's good.
I think it's
Man, I
bullshit
love
that
it.
that's
No, okay,
the
hold
only
on.
one he
What
won
do you
Oscar
think of The
for.
Irishman?
What do you think of The Irishman, Sam?
haven't seen it.
What?
Oh, man.
No, it's
What?
just funny. Like I feel like you could.
You get into a zone.
I think if we ever need, I don't know, like filler time for one of these episodes,
You
we should,
guys can do
Avery
it.
and I should just write up like a list of like film bro movies, and you guys will just go down the line and be like, what did you think of that? Oh, I really like that one. Oh, yeah, that's my stars. What about this one? Oh, yeah, that one's really good. What about that one? And it's near the bottom, but it's still a 10
We're
for
just
me.
making conversation here.
We can't even talk about
I'm
movies
sorry, I'm
anymore.
sorry.
We're talking about
It's funny.
Scorsese. It's our
I
first
know,
time
I
talking
know,
about
I'm
Scorsese.
sorry.
This
We
is
It's just
never
funny.
talk about Scorsese. Like,
It's
this is
just,
like-
it's like the stereotype of like, oh, you know, all men talk about.
we
it's
can't
just,
talk about
you know,
films
they're
on
like-
the film podcast, guys. This is so fucked up.
No, but it's just funny because all you're saying is, "Oh, have you seen that? Oh, that's was really good."
Well, because we've seen the movie. Like, we're not gonna talk, like, do an analysis of the movie.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just exaggerating.
Well,
I'm
let's-
joking.
do
I'm
you
Let's
like
do an
him?
analysis on fucking Hugo. What do you think of Hugo? Like, give me your thoughts on Hugo.
I love the 3D aspect of Hugo. That's
Yeah. I love Georges Méliès. I love A Trip to the Moon.
But no, do you like The Irishman? Are you a fan of The
I mean,
Irishman?
it's like in the middle for me. I gotta rewatch. It's 4 hours long,
It's
so I
really-
haven't felt
What
the need to
the
rewatch it.
Fuck.
But I do have
It's
to
a long
rewatch
You
it.
do, it's It's
Because
good.
genuinely,
Movies should not. That's a work shift.
going
I'm
back to what
sorry,
I was
no.
saying earlier, like
You could be getting.
I can't
Get
remember a
marked,
single
okay.
thing that happened from this movie except the final scene, because the final scene's a masterpiece.
With the door. And,
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened aside from that. So like I do have to rewatch it, but the final scene is a masterpiece.
So
you know,
depressing. It's so good.
It is
Anyway,
so good.
okay. Yeah, okay, so 10.
Wait. What did you think of The Last Temptation of Christ?
I haven't
Like
seen that
one?
yet.
Okay.
That's one of the only Scorsese movies I haven't seen.
It has Willem Dafoe and he plays Jesus.
He plays Jesus.
Wow.
He like literally he's
quite
Jesus.
a Jesus.
Do you prefer that or Silence? Out of the
I prefer
Jesus ones?
Silence.
Sam,
by
what
quite a bit.
rom-coms have you seen?
Silence has Andrew Garfield
And Adam Driver.
and Liam Neeson.
I know that movie.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like there's like a religious
Yeah,
okay,
Jesus
I
movie.
know.
Yeah.
That's
Getting-
Scorsese.
I like a lot of rom-coms. I like.
Okay, man.
I like
Have you
10
seen
things
10
I hate.
Things-
Yes, I like 10 Things I Hate About.
It's
I
a great
haven't
movie.
seen. I haven't seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which
I
is kind of
haven't
messed up.
either.
I should really
You
need
know
to
what's
watch
crazy?
that. I really need to watch.
This is crazy. Talking about rom-coms with numbers in the title. Let's talk about 13 going on 30.
Oh,
This is
okay.
The Color of Money.
I haven't, and that's the only sequel he's ever done.
It's Tom Cruise.
And Tom Cruise plays a robot
What were
in
you
that
gonna
movie,
say,
apparently,
Henry?
from what I hear. No, like that's actually
I
what they
was
say.
gonna
Like he's
say,
playing a robot.
Tate McRae
Sure.
today posted a thing
I gotta
saying
watch
that 10
Paul
things
Newman
about her.
movies.
What the fuck is
about
this
you
podcast? We're having 5 conversations at
It's
once.
her favorite movie, so now I feel
Paul
obligated to
Newman's
watch it.
in Color of Money.
This is unlistenable. We're sorry, everybody. We're moving on to the 2nd
We're
movie.
sorry because they don't want us to talk about Scorsese
No,
movies on the
no.
episode where we're talking about Scorsese movies.
Fine.
Hey, and we're not allowed to talk about rom-coms on
We
the
haven't transitioned to that point yet.
Oh my god.
Okay,
All right, you know what? We'll give you
All
2
right,
minutes.
guys.
Wrap
No,
it
we're
up.
done. It's done.
You
now. It doesn't
guys can-
matter. It's gone.
You
So
killed the
Sam-
Yeah,
vibe.
it's gone.
I just
Sam,
I just got
appreciate
yelled
you.
at by 2 film pros. I'm gonna be clocking out for the day. I'm gonna spend the next
He
hour
needs to
getting
go complain
money.
to HR. That was too
Yeah,
much.
reeled in HR. I need to go
Yeah,
complain.
reeled in HR. He's right there. Complain, go ahead.
I want to hear how the mic sounded when they yelled. That was very loud.
Oh, I think it peaked into red.
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Okay, 13
apologize
going on 30.
to
Let's
every
talk about
Let's
Henry
talk
Scorsese.
about
User.
fucking rom-coms, man. Let's do
It's
it.
got the guy
Okay,
from
man.
Andor. You
It
should
does.
like
It
this.
does. That is true.
Let's talk
That
about
is true.
13 guys.
13 going on 30. A classic, I'd say. A classic rom-com from the 2000s.
It is.
it's-
I've heard of it, which means it is a classic.
I
It
actually
is,
think
yeah.
it is a classic. No, genuinely.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of rom-coms.
What the fuck?
Yes.
You guys are like, you're like, yeah.
Sam, we'll just be having a
true.
No,
conversation.
did you not hear what he said?
What?
He said it must be a classic because I've heard of it. I said, yeah, true.
Okay, man.
But no, if you think of like
Fuck,
classic
man.
rom-coms, I would say 13 going on
Yeah.
30 is one of the ones that come up.
I will preface all of this as saying I didn't have a chance to rewatch it, so it has been a
Boo.
while since I've seen it.
And I want to.
But
yeah, go ahead.
from what I remember, this is very much like a comfort, like fun.
Yeah.
Like if I want to just watch something for fun, this would probably be on there as like one of
Goodfellas is
my-
my comfort.
Okay, man. Okay, man.
Silence is my comfort movie.
Okay. But like I remember when I
It's
watched
a fun
this,
movie.
Yeah.
it's extremely fun.
Yeah.
It's very like bubbly
Yeah.
and like you know,
lighthearted.
yeah.
Feel good. I will say, I want to preface by saying I did rewatch this, but I was on call with people, so I watched it with subtitles silently.
You watched?
Oh no, you watched the movie with subtitles.
I did
She
watch
had to
it.
read, guys.
I had to read and listen to Jada Usman say,
Funny
"Funny how? Funny how?"
The thing is, like, funny how.
Shut the fuck up!
So,
oh my god.
I watched it
Amuse
without
you?
audio. Whatever.
No, you said I'm
Anyways, I never
So-
said you were funny. What?
funny. Yeah, funny how? Like
Oh
I
my-
abused
Okay.
you.
Anyways, this is a movie from my child. This is like a movie that I watched as a kid, and this
When you were
to me,
13?
no,
now you're
it was
going on
before
30.
then. It was before then, but it was like a movie.
It
This
was before that? Before 13?
It was before I was 13. But this
Oh,
was a
damn.
movie. This was one of the first movies. I don't know if you ever felt this, but this to me was one of the first movies where I was like, oh, this is like not a kid's. This is like I feel like this is like a grown up movie. You know, when I was like 8.
You know what that movie was for me? And this
Oh,
is the
no.
most embarrassing thing
Do
ever.
I want to know? What's up?
It doesn't matter to you,
Go
but
for
you'll
it.
laugh at this. The first movie I watched where I was like, oh, this is like an actual, like, real movie and not just like a Marvel movie or something, was The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my god.
No.
Because I was like getting into Stephen King and I watched the movie. I read the book and then watched the movie.
It's like a novella, right?
Yeah, but I read like the different seasons book that it's a part of.
Right.
And then watched the movie and I was like, oh my, this is like
It's
a real movie. Yeah.
Mine's worse. So it's
Yeah?
okay.
What is it?
500 Days of Summer.
Oh,
Okay.
By Mark Webb.
oh.
At least mine is a real movie.
Man! No, okay, no. I think it was that and Eternal Sunshine.
Okay,
Yes.
That's more valid.
Watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is like a 9-year-old.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. No, it's probably really Interstellar. That was like the first real movie. And then
Okay.
getting into movies, I was like, hold on, let me watch Eternal Sunshine and 500 Days back to back. Blew my mind. Those are some real
Jesus
movies.
Christ.
I love Mark
Oh.
Webb, man. Shout out Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, I think.
Shout out Snow White, the movie.
He did
that too, yeah.
Oh god.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah, 13 going on 30.
You're not gonna
Very...
give yours?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
what
don't
was
even,
your
I have
first
no
adult-
idea.
Okay.
I have no clue.
That's
Silence.
What?
Scorsese silence.
No. I'm actually, I don't really know, because I feel like I never really had, I feel like my move into like really enjoying movies was a very like slow, and it's like when you guys were talking about like, oh, you know, you have like this moment where like you're like, whoa, I'm into movies now, I'm gonna watch all these things and I'm so much, I never had anything like that.
Interesting.
I was a very like slow progressive of like, okay, you know, film is a really interesting like, you know, medium, and then I started watching a bit more, and like especially like the last few years of high school, I was really like, whoa, okay, but I was never really like, I'm gonna watch everything. Like it was a
Yeah,
very
well,
slow.
I
This
didn't
means
feel
you're gonna
that
be
way.
really pretentious in your mid-20s.
Okay, man. And then like that really only picked up even more when I got into like university and stuff.
Yeah.
But I could not name you like the first like movie that was like, whoa, movies are actually kind of crazy, man.
Stalker.
Well, I just meant like an adult-ish movie. 'Cause
Yeah,
I at 8 was not
something-
like, this is a movie, but
Something
it was
that
like,
not like explicitly a kid's
yeah,
movie.
like,
Yeah.
isn't like, you know,
You know what's
Toy
funny?
Story or
When I was a
something.
kid, when I was really young, my family and I, we went to like some movie theater. We were watching some other movie, and I saw this poster of a movie, and I was like, "Can we please watch this?" And they said, "No, this is for adults only." That's what the person said. And so for years, I was obsessed with that movie.
What was it?
I've never seen it to this day. It was Jack Reacher, starring Tom Cruise.
Oh,
And so I was
yeah.
like, oh, this was like during its release day, and I was like, whoa, I really want to watch that. And that was like an adult movie in my mind. I've never seen it to this day. It's pretty
Oh,
bad.
You
I
should
think.
watch it.
No, I'm good.
It's
Oh.
Tom Cruise.
It is
It's
Tom
Tom
Cruise,
Cruise, your
that's true.
favorite guy.
Yeah.
Maybe before Digger, I'll do like a Tom Cruise.
Binge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
true.
No.
Anyway, 13 going on 30.
Yes.
Let's talk about the movie.
Great
Yeah.
movie. Do you one of you want to sum it up?
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. Thank
You
for
never
passing
want to
it
sum
me.
up like my movie.
Okay, no, okay, fine.
Well, I don't care who does
No, no,
that. I
some
just
of
think
your
it's
movies-
funny. You're always like, go on, Alex.
No, also
We
the
can do
movie.
it. No,
I-
I don't. One of you.
There
can
is
do it.
this girl, and her name is
Jenna.
Jenna.
Rink.
Yeah, Jenna
Jenna
Yeah,
Rink.
that's okay.
And she is 13 years old, and she has this like chud ass loser friend, and they're
No, they're good friends.
sure, and
It's Hulk.
yeah, he's the Hulk. and then she's having her 13th birthday party, and she invites him, but she also invites like these like the cool kids who don't really fuck with her.
Did you recognize anyone of the cool kids? Any of the actors?
No, I don't think so.
Brie Larson, and Ashley Benson
Really?
was there. Yep.
Was Brie Larson one of the
One of
the main one, or
No,
she
was one of the like side ones that didn't
Huh.
have it. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't notice that till I rewatched. I'm like, oh my
Wow.
god, Captain Marvel and Hulk were in one movie.
Whoa.
Cool.
Crazy.
And who does Jennifer Gardner play in Wolverine and?
She's
Deadpool?
Electra.
There we go.
Room.
What's wrong? Oh yes, yes. Sorry. Yeah.
So true.
Anyways.
But anyway, she has this birthday party, and then do I have to describe it in this much detail?
No, you don't.
I mean,
Do what Avery
the-
does. Go to the end.
Yeah. It's at the end of the movie she becomes 13 again.
Okay, man.
No,
She
Sam,
she
you wanna
has
sum it up?
okay. I mean, I haven't seen this in a while, but she has this like, I don't know, this
Dollhouse.
yeah, this dollhouse that she hides in this closet because her birthday party is like
to
Yeah, the guy made it
And
for
there's
her.
wishing
And-
glitter.
Yep. And she wishes to just be
She
older,
got it at the
to be
same
30.
store that they got the One Wish Willow from Obsession.
True.
Whoa.
They just sell wish toys.
Yeah.
There's so yeah, she makes a wish. She wishes she could just forget about all this. She could just grow up. She could just be 30.
Yeah.
And she wakes up and she's
And she
actually
wants to
30.
be 30, flirty and striving. Is that what it was?
Yeah. 30,
Yeah.
flirty and thriving.
She's
Thriving.
actually
Yeah.
30. It's
Then
so
she actually
Kafkaesque.
becomes 30. And she kind of like goes through, you know, this adulthood, like her, you know, realizing that, you know, she's adult. She's like, wow, this is so amazing. I have like, you
There's
know,
a
this
strange
cool
man.
job.
I have breasts
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a very like, you know, because it's like, yeah, I feel like it does a good job of being like, whoa, this is how a 13-year-old would look at, like, you know, being an adult, be like, wow, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
But then she kind of realized, she's like, oh, you know, there's also like my best friend who I kind of treated like garbage when we
Mark
were
Ruffalo.
younger. Yes, Mark Ruffalo.
Can I say something?
What?
This is big. This is like a big part.
Like
of
the Hulk?
movie.
It's
Are
big.
you gonna say?
In Mark Ruffalo's apartment. So, you know.
Oh God.
No.
No.
We come into
I
his-
know what this
So you
is.
come into his apartment and, you know, they're reuniting at 30 years old or whatever. And, you know, they're walking down and the camera's following Mark Ruffalo as he comes down the stairs.
I noticed this.
And right behind him, there is...
A blue velvet poster,
Oh my
and
God.
I am
Yeah.
saddened by the fact that I recognize that. That ruined the
That's
movie.
the best part of the
for me.
movie.
Oh, that was so
God.
good. I saw
No.
that poster.
Because it says so much about his character, really.
It does.
Yeah.
Because, like, Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
You know, that movie Blue Velvet. It's about, you know, this guy. He finds an ear, like, you know, in the field, and this, you know, launches into like this big investigation of, you know, why are you laughing?
Keep going. Keep
It
going.
launches into this big investigation of Dorothy Valens, who's the singer at this club, and she sings, you know, Blue Velvet and stuff. And he starts obsessing over this investigation, and he
Anyways,
gets in touch
so
with
in
Laura
13
Dern's.
going on 30, she becomes 30 and she has her job. She works at like a magazine, I don't
Sparkle?
know, Sparkle
No.
magazine
The Poise,
publisher
that's her. Sparkle is the other
thing,
one.
and she kind of like designs the stuff. Anyways, and then her best friend's there, working.
Who
as
was the mean girl kid?
Yeah, and then
Mhm.
she's not close with Mark Ruffalo.
Andy
then-
Serkis.
Andy Serkis is there.
Kino Loy.
Exactly.
My boy Kino.
We love Kino. And then there's like a big
One way out.
whoop-de-doo.
And such.
Gollum.
And Gollum.
The chicken from Animal
And
Farm.
King
yes.
Kong from King Kong
Jesus.
2005.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Snoke.
Stop.
Anyways.
Can we
He
get
plays
through
two
one
Star Wars.
Snoke
sentence?
is from the throne room battle scene. in
Yes,
the
very
movie.
good.
I've seen that scene.
Good.
It's a pretty good scene.
Good job.
Yeah.
Um
From the movie The Last Jedi.
anyways, so Jenna basically goes, fuck you. Mark's, they reunite, they rekindle their friendship.
Hmm?
But Mark's gonna marry another girl.
Oh no!
And
I guess I
then-
gotta cheat on her.
Is his name Mark, like in the movie?
No, I just don't
Oh, okay.
remember his name, so I'm Hulk.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's his name.
and then yeah,
Yeah, so he has to cheat on his wife, his fiance. God.
As you do.
Yeah, like you have to.
men.
Because this 13-year-old was like hitting on me.
Right.
So I have to cheat on my fiance now.
Right. Yeah, she's back in my life, and, you know, I just don't feel that spark with her anymore, with her, and that I
Yeah.
do with this 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay, you guys.
This is the movie.
That's what happens
This is
in the
what happens
movie.
in the movie.
I
He cheats on his wife for a
know.
13-year-old.
Right, and so
You guys have such a
They-
sick approach.
this is the plot of the movie.
He's like, I gotta make out with this 13-year-old now.
That's actually what happens.
Oh my god.
Are you denying this? That's what happens.
She's like 30 though. Like she's 13, but in the 30-year-old.
Okay, it is impossible to like look at this human being and see her as being 30. Like any rational person would be like, there is something wrong with her. She's mentally a child.
Right.
Like even if she looks like a 30-year-old, there is still something wrong going on.
It's
still
true.
not right.
It's true.
It's
She
like that
is,
Scene, you remember
like-
that scene in the drama? There's like this montage of Robert Pattinson's character being with like the kid version of Zendaya. It's
Hmm.
basically this, but without that thing. But without
Yeah.
her actually being a child. It's just that.
Yeah.
No, it's true. And that is kind of a pretty weird aspect of the movie. I can't really defend that. That's just yeah.
That's the whole movie.
I don't think that's the whole movie.
It's a rom-com between a grown man and a 13-year-old.
I think the bigger theme of it is just you should find your like childhood spark of like
sure
approach to it, not sort of like a bland sort of like.
Can I say something?
Watching
this movie made me like and appreciate Uptown Girls so much more.
I agree.
Really?
I agree with that.
I think Uptown Girls is a much better movie.
Will
than
you
this.
give it a 10 then?
What?
No, Uptown Girls. Will you rank it up to a 10? Oh.
No.
Why would we do that?
I have it at an 8. That's good.
That is good. I just want you to give something a 10.
Yeah, if there was anything I'd give a 10, it would be that. Like, in some universe, there is a me who's like,
I gave Jay Kelly a 9.
This is, well...
Wait, it's your recommendation.
This is true. This is my recommendation.
I think, and also this movie tries to be Uptown Girls for a couple of seconds, with like the neighbor.
I don't think that's true.
No.
It's true. It's of course it's an aspect of it.
Yeah, guy who's seen one rom-com. There must be a lot of.
I mean, there is the fact that yes, there is a adult acting immaturely, like childlike,
and there's that neighbor kid who's like her best friend for a time. Remember that?
There's the neighbor in Uptown Girls?
The point is, there's that relationship between the child and Brittany Murphy in Uptown Girls, and then in this movie, there's a very small relationship between the neighboring child and her.
That's true. That is true, actually.
I guess.
There is something about like the young girl and the older woman that's kind of mentoring her. There's a bit of that.
Okay, but... Yeah.
It's not
exactly.
There's like 3 scenes dedicated.
Yeah,
to it.
It's not that much, but
and I actually do like that stuff. I think that was cool because the
it'd be
little
great
girl.
If they made a full movie.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I do like when the girl is like, "Why are you talking to me? You always just ignore me." And it's like that's one of the early indications of like the person that like she was before the young version like took over her soul or whatever. It is kind of mean.
That is kind of interesting. The fact that it's not what okay. That it's like
she did kind of kill that universe's version of her. She just fucking died.
There is this kind of
Tulpa now.
Okay, man.
Sorry.
No, it is
this
kind
movie. This is just like Twin Peaks: The Return because she's just like Dougie Jones, where no one realizes what's wrong with her.
They're like, "Oh, he's a normal guy." Yeah,
exactly. They're like, "Oh, this is just an actual 30-year-old woman. That's just how they act." You don't understand she's a child. It's just like Twin Peaks.
I do think... Okay.
No, go on.
I do think it's really interesting, the fact that there is this kind of, like, 17-year gap where she was kind of a person that she didn't even really know. And it's kind of the interesting thing of, like, kind of introspection on, like, your life, I guess, where it's, like, imagine, like, you think about where you are now, or, like, where, say you're like, 30 years old, and I feel like a lot of the times, you'll be okay with who you are, and then you'll be like, wait, like, how would my 13-year-old self feel about the person I am now? Yeah. And it's interesting the way that it kind of, like, literally takes her 13-year-old self and puts her in her 30-year-old body, and just see the way that, like, your perspective, like, changes, or, like, how sometimes you become the type of person that you didn't really want to become for certain reasons, that feelings that you had when you were younger still like grew and then turned out into these big things that you never would have wanted them to become. And it makes that very abundantly clear through the fact that it's like her 13-year-old mind being like, wait, why was I mean to all these people? And why did I stop being friends with Mark Ruffalo? Like,
is his name Maddie? Is that
Maddie? That's it.
Right.
Maddie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I think my only issue is that a lot of the stuff she did as her younger self that kickstarted her life going down this trajectory is stuff that she like would do after the point that she became 30, because it's the whole reason their relationship fell apart is that she like threw the dollhouse at him and then they never talked after that.
Yeah.
But we don't see that happens after the point where she like goes in the closet and then becomes 30. Like from her point of view, she didn't do that. So I don't really see it as a movie about like her realizing the mistake she's
It's
making
a
as a
warning of the
child.
path she's about to go down. Like,
Well,
it's there
that's-
But she
mentally.
That's
doesn't
what I
go
mean.
down that path. She,
Well,
you
No,
don't see
she's
her,
but
about to. Though.
that's what
we
I
don't
mean.
see her do it.
It's
you
like
know?
you kind of realize, like, she kind of gets a glimpse. It's kind of like, I don't know, the type of like move, like if you were to, like, you know, you see a glimpse into the future and you're like, oh my god, I don't want that future. I'm gonna change how I feel in the present. Like butterfly effect type thing, you know?
I get that.
And
I just don't think she did anything
Actually,
as a
you're
child
right.
that was wrong.
Actually, you're right, because she didn't do it, and when she hears about her throwing the dollhouse at him, she's like shocked and confused.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe I did that. Even though she was supposed to have done that like a minute after the switch happened,
Right.
right?
Well,
Like, I feel like we should have seen her do that and then go, oh yeah, that was a shitty thing to do. I understand now the consequences of that. And then she returns before that happens and then makes a different choice.
I guess
But
the mistake
I
she
don't
was making
think-
that she realizes is that she was cutting Maddie off, and she
That's
was going
what I
into
mean.
the cool
Like,
kids. I think that's more the mistake.
in that
Yeah,
first scene,
no,
you
I
can
get that.
see the way her mentality is. She's very much focused on like being with the popular kids, and she
Yeah.
doesn't really care about the one friend who like genuinely cares about her and like, you know, is kind of pushing him
He's
away.
just
And that's
fair.
exactly why she, you know,
Turned-
try to turn 30. She's like, I don't want any of this. I just want to be popular. I just want to, you know, have these things.
Thriving.
I don't want to deal with this kind of like petty nonsense.
Yeah.
And then she kind of realizes like, wait, my mentality was off the entire time, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's
And, like,
fair.
I feel like a lot of this, like, I will say, this is very much a movie that, like, if you guys don't like it, which I don't think that you guys do very much, I honestly,
There
Well,
was a
because
Blue
you guys-
Velvet poster. You have
Yeah,
to give
you
it
have to
give
at
that at
least
least
Oh my god!
one star.
Wait, but speaking of Scorsese, there's a Taxi Driver poster in this
Yeah.
movie towards the end.
God.
It's
But,
pretty
like,
big.
So that should be minimum like 2.5 stars, right?
Oh, it is minimum 2.5 stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but, like, I'm just saying, like, this isn't a movie that, like,
I
A
didn't
lot of
expect you guys to like
yeah,
it.
like, it's very much just kind of, like, in my mind, just, like, a fun movie.
Yeah.
That
It's a fun movie to watch. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable. It's like a,
Like,
you know,
I
you have
feel
some
like
friends over.
Jennifer Gardner is very charming in this. I feel
Yeah.
like she
She has a good performance.
yeah, I feel
And I
I
like
like
her.
her performance.
Yeah.
I think there's also one aspect of like the little kid who plays young Maddie looks so familiar to a guy I knew in elementary school. And it's just very strange. I'm like, they look identical. And I'm like, huh.
Maybe
Interesting.
Maybe it's him.
It's not.
maybe.
I literally checked the credits. But also that movie was made like when was it made?
2003?
Which-
04, yeah.
I would have been -1 years old. So
I like the
Yeah.
That's
soundtrack of
fucked
this
up.
movie. We have Talking Heads. We
That's
have
true.
Michael Jackson. I don't know how much
That's-
money.
yeah,
they
they
spent,
spent
for
a
that.
lot
That
of
is
money.
true.
on
I really
that.
like that dance
Billy Joel.
sequence.
Yeah.
That's a
Vienna
fun-
waits for you. I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ice
Vienna.
Ice Baby
Mhm.
when he does there's a hockey
Yeah, they have
play-
Ice Ice.
There's a
Baby.
hockey
yeah, let's
player
talk
in this
about that
movie.
guy. That's why you like the movie.
There's a hockey player.
There's a sexy hockey player doing
and
a
he
striptease.
does a strip tease
Oh,
to Ice
God.
Ice Baby.
Now we know why you
God.
like this movie.
But like
Yeah.
I do kind of agree that when you kind of look at it from like I don't know the bigger picture, it is kind of a strange movie about like a 13-year-old being in a 30-year-old's body and the people around her kind of treating her as a 30-year-old because I mean like you know
Yeah.
that's her body.
Kind of-
Yeah.
Well, not really,
And it's-
but the closest thing I can think of right now is like something like Poor Things, right? Like it's kind of like a similar,
Yeah, where
like
it's
a
like
childlike person
Yeah.
in an adult's brain.
it's a very
Mark Ruffalo's in both these movies.
That's true.
That's something.
That's yeah, that's true. But it's like, yeah, it's a very strange concept when you look at it from a distance. It's kind of like, huh, yeah, that's a little weird. Why are you, you know, kissing this 30-year-old who there's 13-year-old in a 30-year-old's body? But I mean that's a very valid criticism. But
Yeah.
I just find it more what I get out of it is more of just like a fun movie
Sure.
Yeah.
that talks about, you know, yeah, keeping your inner child alive, you know,
Mhm. Have a
like-
playful
Exactly,
You know,
mindset.
genuinely,
Yeah.
I'm not usually like too invested in like rom-coms like these, but I was watching this movie and I was actually like kind of into it. And then
Whoa.
you know that point where they're like on the swings, Mark Ruffalo and
Yeah.
Mhm.
her. I was praying that they don't kiss. I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
begging
No, me too.
that please don't kiss, please don't make this a thing, and then they kissed. It broke my heart.
Yeah,
I'm so
because
sorry.
like
People are like, oh my god, one
and
of the best rom-com couples of all time. No, they're not.
like I don't even
then she
hate
was like,
rom
"Yo, your
coms.
arm hair."
Like I can watch a good rom com and enjoy it. Like I'm not against that, but I feel like you need to be at least somewhat invested in the romance.
Right.
And in this movie, I'm actively rooting against the romance
Right.
because it
That's
makes me
fair,
feel
yeah.
bad.
Right, exactly.
So it's like I understand these other things about the movie you're talking about, like her as a character and what she's going through. I get that, even though like it still doesn't fully work for me, but I get it. But the romance just doesn't work for me.
That's
And that's
fair.
such a big aspect of this movie, and and also like. The whole thing about him cheating on his fiance, I'm not like inherently against the idea of movies depicting like cheating, like you have like In the Mood for Love, and there's a lot of movies like that. It's
Just talk about
fine.
Goodfellas.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's fine. I'm not gonna be like a moralist about it where it's like how fucking dare he cheat on his but like it's that combined with the fact that she's 13, and it creates this whole feeling of like I don't want to root for this
Yeah.
relationship. It makes me feel bad.
No,
you
that's
know?
fair.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Like, yeah, no, you're right. There's so many romance movies where the romance comes out of somebody cheating on their partner, and that's like, it works for a lot of these movies, but for this one, it just, no.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's
it would have
fair.
been so good if they had just like a friendly vibe and they just like remain friends or something. I would have loved that so much more. But no, his arm hair is just too long. It's just too attractive for her, I guess.
I love the
Or I
whole-
mean,
he's
like
so
maybe
hot.
you could have something where, like, at the end when she does come back and like values their friendship now, and then you have that final scene of like them getting married or whatever.
At the
something.
dollhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Like something like
I just don't think there should have been any romantic tension, even
No.
as kids. They're just friends. That's what I would do.
I mean-
would have liked the friends route, personally.
that's fair.
Because otherwise, like, you can't really go back to like them as kids and have them like then fall in love and have feelings. Because then the implication is that like in order for that to work, they would have to develop that throughout the rest of the movie when she's 30. And that just brings back that issue of they can't be in a relationship like during the bulk of the movie because it's weird. You know? Like you can't avoid that and then at the end be like, oh, all of a sudden they have feelings.
Well,
like,
I wouldn't.
You just can't do
I
it.
don't mean that like they would have feelings. I just mean like there's no romantic anything, even when they're kids, up until like literally, I mean like genuinely the final scene where like I don't know, they're
get married.
yeah,
Except that
something
like
like
he has
that.
a crush on her. That's implied.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, of course he has a
But like I don't mean like when she comes back to being in like 13-year-old's body, like they're not immediately like let's get together, or
Well,
anything
yeah,
like that.
this is a
No, I mean in this
She
version,
doesn't want that.
Oh.
I wouldn't
yeah.
have that.
Oh.
Like they would just get back, she's like I value you now, like
Right, yeah,
we bring
ideally
our
that's
friendship
what it
back.
should
I won't.
And then
throw
maybe
the
there's like
dollhouse
like a
at you.
little like scene where like I don't know,
They hold
and
hands.
something like that,
They
or like
hug.
they could just stay friends.
I
but
They
I
eat
wouldn't
their
do that
their
personally, but-
razzles. Their yeah, they eat
Yeah.
their razzle.
That's cute. That's nice. You don't
yeah,
have to kiss about it. but
Razzle
that's
dazzle.
yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like this would have worked a lot better if it was just like a friendship. Because yeah, it does add a really weird element when it's like, oh yeah, this is a 13-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just
Well,
doesn't really work for me.
What
But
can you
do we
do?
want to do final ratings?
I have this between a 7 and an 8. It's not my favorite rom-com out there, but I do
fair.
very much like it. It's a good movie. It's one from my childhood,
It's a
so I'll
classic.
always have. It's a classic. I'll always have that little bias towards
I'm
it.
glad I watched it. It's a movie I heard of and scratch it off the list.
Okay, that's good.
What's your rating?
What's your rating?
I honestly, like, I know I'm shitting on it. I don't hate it. Like, it's not a terrible. I give it like
1.5 star.
I give it like a 6 out of 10.
Oh,
It's fine.
okay.
It's enjoyable to watch. I like the needle drops. I like the acting is good. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
It is what it is, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take
That's
that.
fair. I haven't seen this in a long time. My rating that I had this before was kind of crazy.
10
I will
out of
admit.
10.
I had it at a 9 out of 10.
Hell yeah, we're keeping that.
I
Say
would
less.
probably.
No, it's a
I
9
mean,
out of
I would
10.
have to probably rewatch it, but I could see myself probably just putting it as like a 7 or an 8, like similar
Okay.
to you, Avery.
Yeah.
It is a movie that I really liked when I was younger. I'm like, oh, I like this movie.
Mhm.
But it's very much more of like like a fun,
Yeah.
keeping your inner child alive type of movie. But yeah, the romance is a little weird, which does bring it down.
Yeah.
But like overall, it's just like a fun movie. for me.
Yeah, this is like the most perfect, like 3-star out of 5 movie.
Oh,
It's like 6 out of
okay.
5. It's the most
I'll take it.
average. Like
You
it's
liked
good.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's better than a
watchable.
5, like, neutral. Like, a little bit.
You liked it. You didn't
That's
love
the thing.
it.
I would lean towards it being like a positive experience,
Yeah.
even though I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a lot of
I
what
don't-
the movie's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it's average, but it leans towards more.
I'll take
positive.
it.
It's not
I'll
awful,
take
it's not
it.
unwatchable.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
That's good. I guess you
How
reeled
the
us in
fuck
a
do
little
we
bit.
connect
Oh, well.
these?
Yeah.
Goodfellas and 13 going on 30. They're.
Oh, well, okay. Well, the taxi driver poster. That's the big connection, right? Scorsese.
Yeah.
Sure.
They both have a lot of needle drops.
True.
A lot
That's
of
true.
music in both.
Yeah.
Lots of music. Good music.
Good music in both.
Um,
I think, bear with me on this one, but
Alright.
Goodfellas is a movie about this guy who enters this world of the gangsters and everything, and he rises the ranks, and he has to learn to be a part of this this group, to be a gangster and to rise in the ranks, and 13 going on 30 is about like a child who is thrown into this unfamiliar world of adulthood and like this like magazine job, and she has to like figure out her place in this world, and foster these relationships with these other people who are more established in this space, and becoming part of the group and proving herself.
being a journalist is like being a gangster.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're all criminals.
Yeah, they are all criminals. Yeah.
That's the
I'll
best
take it.
regard.
I really
That's
have
probably the
no
best we
idea
got.
what else
That's
to put
pretty
with
good.
that.
Man.
Mark Ruffalo.
They both start with them as kids, and then it
Yeah.
goes to them
Yeah,
older.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one.
That is true.
Woohoo!
They
Wow.
both end outside of a house.
True. Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
These are true statements. They both have a significant object of the color pink. In Goodfellas, it's the pink Cadillac that one of the characters buys,
Okay.
and then they have the pink dollhouse.
Sure. Man.
Pink
Yeah.
things, so-
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
These are really good connections, guys.
I mean, it's something.
yeah, it's difficult to connect these. I have
Like,
no
They're
idea.
both movies.
Themes.
They are both movies. Dude, that's great. I like movies.
I like.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
It's 2 episodes of it.
It's fine. I'm just stating a fact. That's why we started this
recorded
podcast
that
in the
2
first
weeks
place.
ago. We can't keep
Yeah.
reusing.
Yeah, we record these the day before they come out, guys.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
These are
Yeah.
live, actually.
Yeah. Every single time that you click on the video, we actually like go and sit down at the table and redo the episode.
And if you pause the episode, we just sit there silently and wait for
Right,
you.
yeah, like
We're just being respectful of your time.
Yeah, we actually spend our lives like
We're held
24/7
here.
just sitting by
Yeah.
a mic.
We were trapped in your phone and we can't get out.
Please help!
Please help!
Please help!
Please help.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks for
Twin
listening.
Peaks.
Okay.
Let's talk about Twin Peaks some more.
No, okay.
There are tulpas in this movie. It's very interesting.
That is
Yeah,
true.
like Dougie
So-
Jones.
It is so true.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
There's
I hope
gangsters in
you
Twin
enjoy.
Peaks.
I hope you
That's true.
enjoyed.
There's
That's a
Twin Peaks.
connection.
They're
Yeah.
gonna start
That is
naming.
a
They're
connection.
gonna start naming a bunch of movies again,
We can
and
do
be
We
like,
got time. We
"Whoa,
got
that was
time."
so cool."
We've
Have
got
a
time.
good day.
Yeah.
Eat?
Bye.
Are you gonna say?
You can
13
end it
Going on
now.
30 is similar to Twin Peaks in the sense that Dougie Jones is also like someone who's seen as a normal human being when he's really not.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like a
exactly.
Did we not say this
And
already?
the way that links to
Yeah,
Goodfellas.
he does like repeating my points.
The way that links to Goodfellas is because there's gangsters in Twin Peaks: The Return, like a whole gang.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you.
amazing.
That's
Thank
true.
you for.
You know who else is in
Okay.
13 Going on 30 that we didn't mention is Judy Greer, who's also in Adaptation, which has Nicolas Cage
Ew.
and
Okay.
Nicolas
Bringing Out the
Cage.
Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead, Scorsese.
There we go.
There we go.
That's good.
She's really good in Adaptation. Remember her in that movie?
I don't.
She's like the waitress at the cafe that he hits on. She's like,
oh right,
Yeah.
right. I love adaptation, man. That's a fucking.
that's a movie, man.
Yeah. Have you seen that? You saw the new Charlie Kaufman movie, right? The How to Shoot a Ghost.
Oh yeah.
Is that bad?
I watched it in the sense that like my eyes were looking at the screen.
Okay.
I didn't absorb a single
Did
thing
Charlie
that happened.
Kaufman fall off?
It's like a short film that just feels like a poem.
Okay.
You know, like it's a cool vibe, but like I didn't connect with it.
I
and
hope he
had no
makes a
idea
real
what was going
movie
on.
sometime soon.
Apparently, he was trying to make a real movie and then lost funding for it.
They would do that to him.
Yeah, like fucking John Waters like can't get funding for this movie.
Right, he can't.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's supposed to have like Aubrey Plaza, which
Right.
she's a big actress. Like you
Right.
can like get funding just from her alone.
That's
So I don't
fucked
know
up,
what the
man. She
deal
was in
is there.
Megalopolis.
She was in
Come on,
Megalopolis,
Okay,
yeah.
man.
which was directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who made The Godfather, which is a gangster movie like Goodfellas.
Okay,
Oh
that's
my gosh,
not
so
a
many
Al
connections.
Pacino, Godfather, Irishman, Scorsese.
True.
Even a more direct connection.
That is true.
This is pretty good.
To what?
Goodfellas.
No, but we're
From,
just
from
connecting.
13 on, going on 30.
We did that. We just did that. He did something. From 13 going on 30.
I was like, you guys just randomly brought that in when you were talking about
he
Megalopolis.
did something.
You guys were talking about you went from adaptation
yeah,
to
because
Megalopolis to fucking Godfather
Because
to
Judy
Goodfellas.
Greer is in 13 Going on 30, and she's in adaptation with Nicolas Cage, who's in Bringing Out the Dead, directed by Martin Scorsese, who directed Goodfellas.
No, but then you did an even longer one for no reason.
Because Nicolas Cage is also an adaptation.
Which has
Judy Greer, right?
no, but now we're going backwards. Anyways,
How
okay.
did we get to Megal? That's a good question. Oh, because Aubrey Plaza.
Charlie Kaufman, Aubrey Plaza, and then, okay. Anyways,
John Waters.
The John Waters movie.
oh my god,
Because he is trying to make a movie that he couldn't get
This
funding
is so
for, just like
incoherent,
Charlie
man.
Kaufman, who directed adaptation.
this is not a connection. Oh my god, I'm like, where the fuck are we going? How did we? This is not a connection. You guys just started out of nowhere.
You're just
Oh
saying
my
shit.
Dude,
he did. I told you he did something. Because I wasn't sure,
Dude.
but I knew he did something that led
me
to
when
it.
13 Going on 30 has a scene of her like walking down the street, and there's a scene of them walking down the street in fucking Goodfellas.
Oh,
That's a
that's
connection.
So true, Sam.
God.
So true.
Anyways,
This is
anyways,
such a good podcast.
we're
man. Thank you
ending
for
the
listening.
episode now.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for
It's like
listening.
an undertone
Oh
podcast.
god. Thank you for listening. Say your thing. Say your thing. Stay fresh if you
watch
can.
Undertone.
No.
It's a podcast movie.
Stay fresh if you can after
Yeah.
whatever the fuck that
That
was.
was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
See you next week.